logo. Sort of weird.
And no kids these days even know what that old school TV looks like.
They have no clue. Okay, turn it off. Yeah, man, I don't know, that's weird, but hey, guess what? We're live on StreamYard this moment.
YouTube.
Perfectly fine. We're literally right here in this moment. Let's see here. Let me look at this. I gotta look at this video that you sent me as we're getting liver. Wait, what? What? Whoa, no. I hope that wasn't real, bro.
No, I don't think it was, but it'd be funny if it was.
Yeah, I hope that's not real. Come on, man. That's so bad. I hope not. That is crazy. But that lifeguard shot him down there like that could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. That's funny. Now, I seen that lifeguard. It looked like that lifeguard started doing that to people. I think he does that to everybody that goes down. He like kicks them down there like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of funny. I saw that part of the video. I never seen the dude fly out though. That's funny. Oh wow. Well, hey y'all. On today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast, we talk about several things, including July 4th, which is coming up tomorrow. We talk about Sir Jon Lee as he released his new song this week. We talk about walking out of movies, voicemails, maybe a little bit of R. Kelly situation, and more. Baby mama drama, maybe? Baby daddy drama? I don't know. All that and more on today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast. And we go live again. All right, what's up? Welcome back, and welcome back again, everyone, to episode 224 of the hashtag Blackout podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Jared.
What up, peoples? I am Jay.
Yes, and we're back at it again. Jay, how was your week? How was your week?
It was good.
Yeah.
Well, that's another week. That's all I could say. Another summer down in the weeds, not doing much of nothing. It doesn't feel like a summer because we're working. I know you saying you about to take a little vacay.
Yeah.
And get some time off, but I'm just like, I just work.
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend of mine at my out and about, and she was like, I'm about to quit my job.
Whoa.
And I'm like, okay. I mean, that's cool. I mean, she has, I guess she has the means to do it.
Yeah.
She could do that. But I was like, I'm at that point too, because I don't know how many times I've said I do not want to retire from my current job. I really don't want to retire from any job, so to speak. You know how you do the whole retirement plan. They give you a big retirement party and all this other stuff.
You get to that time, when you've been there for a long time. Yeah.
I really don't want to do that, man. I don't want to do that. I get bored at my job. It's great. I always complain about my job on this show.
Yeah.
It takes care of the bills. It does all this other stuff. But is it about the money or is it about the happiness? Are you happy with your job? Are you satisfied?
I know what you mean, man.
I'm sure a lot of people in this boat listening to this show, they go to a job day in, day out. But can they honestly say, I love this job. I'm happy. I want to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Till I'm dead and gone. So...
Yeah.
So
well, your mom is retired, right?
Mom
retired
and dad.
A couple years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's probably about a decade.
Since your mom retired?
Oh yeah, man. My mom's been retired since she was 65. Probably before 65. Because
for some reason I thought I was wrong.
I think my dad retired first, and then my mom retired, and then. Yeah, so it's been well over a decade she's been retired. So
that's cool. Yeah, I know that my dad retired because of medical reasons. Obviously several years well before he passed away. But, I know that, and I know he went to college for something different than he actually ended up doing.
Oh yeah.
He had a couple of different, I guess, ventures or whatever, after he retired from his job that he had for a couple decades. But then my mom also, she's retired, and, I know she also went to, she went to school for something totally different. And I know that she's, had ideas of doing other things. And I don't know, man, I think one of those things is like, you talk to somebody who is a retired person, right? And say, okay, did you enjoy working for your job? Working where you worked for the amount of time where you worked. And a lot of times they'll be like, oh yeah, they might give you the surfacey answer. But then when it boils down to it, they will at some point in time probably say, or maybe you can ask them, hey, would you have rather done something else for the past, 40 years or whatever it is, that you work, right? In one of those situations. And a lot of times people will say, yeah, this was my actual passion, and it's interesting because, as you said that, I got that way with the job that I had at the place I worked, before where I work right now. I got to that point where I was sort of fed up, even though I love the people I worked with.
Right.
I didn't like the way that the management sort of handled handled stuff in general. So I think I was at that point where I was just like, man, I just want to do something else, and I think I'd always tell my friends and coworkers, whenever they finally get tired of me here, I'm gonna just really try to focus on my barbecue business more, my seasoning business more. And thankfully for me, I had that opportunity to, I guess, get let go and then, move on to my season business. And it took off, man. And it was a great thing. It was a great thing. I know in the past you had this, this thought process of doing some kind of store with all of the stuff that you had. And I thought that was a great idea. Obviously I know now is a different time. And I know that, stuff costs a little bit more to be able to, I guess, rent in places and stuff like that costs a little bit more to be able to do that. But, if you see your opportunity, where you can get out, if you have enough of a nest egg built up to be able to do it, man, it's just one of those things, man. It's going to get to the point where, and I know you said that y'all are under new management now, so it's going to get to the point where you're just like super fed up, and you maybe become just like your friend and who just wants to bounce, and either you take it by the reins and you bounce on your own, or you let the company do it for you, or you just stay there for 40 years, or whatever, 30 years, whatever it is.
That is true. That is true.
And then wish you would have left sooner,
Yeah. I mean, I got some things in the play right now that I'm working on. Is it going to go how I plan and kind of envision it to do? But I don't know. We'll see. But I'm working on it. We'll see what happens. I got a bad habit of making many plans and then just like, ooh, this plan looks even better. Let me go this way. So that's my downfall. That is my downfall.
Find a plan. If there's a way that you could do it like on the side, like I know that this is just, for instance, like, selling memorabilia and stuff like that, comics and stuff like that. I mean, there's tons of people on several platforms, as you already know. I know eBay and then several other platforms where people will sell their stuff on the side, buy, sell, trade, all that stuff, or I guess buy and sell on the side. And then at some point in time, they turn that little bit of a hobby, trying to make a little extra side cash or some grocery money into a larger thing, and they do that. So, it's definitely something that you can do. And I know you have done it, a little bit on the side. And, the more that you dedicate to something like that, to whatever your side hustle is, the more of a reality, the more reality you will have the more reality you will see, because it's two things. Either you're gonna realize that this isn't for me. I can't do this. It's not what I thought it was. It's not being as successful as I thought it could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
Or the other way around, this is going so well. I absolutely love this. I think I'm trying to jump. You know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah. So two things. Get your plans right. Get your mind right, and you're gonna be all right. Now, we have somebody watching watching the live video. So thank you to whoever you are. If you're in Swahili, you're in a language. Somewhere in Africa, if you're somewhere in the States, if you're that lone viewer that's watching from a small tiny village in West Philadelphia. What's up to you? Anyway, hey, so this week, yeah, man. Oh, and I guess the COVID issues at your house are okay now.
Oh yeah, smooth as butter.
That's good. Well, thankfully everybody's fine. And I was gonna say this week, it's just been sort of a busy week overall for me. I do know that our friend Sir Jon Lee dropped. He dropped a new song this week. He dropped a new track. Don't Look Up. And yeah, it's a good little song. It's pretty vibey. It's interesting. So, and yeah, definitely check out Sir Jon Lee. Follow him on Instagram and go check out his music. It's on all the streaming platforms right now. But Don't Look Up is the most recent one. And it's interesting because I heard a debate about, I guess, when Drake and Beyonce both dropped, albums like a couple weeks ago or whatever, or they dropped projects. Beyonce, I think she just dropped a song, the Break My Soul song. So I have a question, man. Like they're just, I don't know. There's people didn't really like Drake's album that much, but then they apparently it seemed like more people like Beyonce's thing a little bit more, maybe because she's a singer and Drake is more of a rapper singer and they expected old Drake, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. But it was like, I guess it's termed like house music, right? And this Sir Jon Lee song to me definitely seems vibey. You know what I'm trying to say? It doesn't seem like it's even though I know like a past couple of projects that he put out, it's been a little more like, I don't know what you want to call it, like more, you call it like more R&B, more R&B pop with rap? I don't know what you want to call it.
I don't know. Are you talking about like the
like Girls Love Blue and then Faux Prophets and then all the other stuff that he done before that? Footprints.
Yeah, I get. It to me it feels a little bit more funk related because he's over there on the West Coast, and I definitely get a funk vibe, especially like a Parliament Funkadelic vibe from his latest one, the Don't Look Up. So I get that. Is like you say, it's just a completely different vibe. I rock more with the Sir Jon Lee than I do with the Drake or the Beyonce, I guess, tone of things.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh, here we go. We got. Oh, there you go. J Del Negro, Jay Travers in the chat. What is up? Drake, Beyonce. Their audiences are different. She can do what she wants. He has to cater to a crowd. I believe that's true. And yeah, man, because I didn't listen to Drake's full album. I listened to some of it, and I laughed at the first video, the opening video. I can't remember how long it is, like 10 minutes almost, where he marries like 20-something women. It's just a really funny video for most of it. I think it does get to a point where it's a little bit long, but yeah, man, I think that's true. Like Beyonce can really truly do whatever she wants, but I don't know. I almost believe they're almost on the same level to a point as far as superstardom, as far as stands. You know what I'm trying to say? The Beehive, the Drake stands. There's a lot of people that truly follow them. But yeah, Beyonce, I think since she started out like as a singer like that, as an R&B singer, if she puts out an album like this that's more house music like they said, the whole thing's going to be, she could get away with it rather than whereas Drake should probably put out one or two songs like that on a whole album, and the rest of the album needs to be rap.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Drake's thing was just like a rush project. Let me just get something out for the summer so people could vibe off it. But I'm not a Drake fan, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, it was funny because my son had made a comment. I don't know why we were talking about it, but he was like, "Man, Drake fell off a whole lot, man. He's done. Haven't heard from him in a long time. He hadn't put out an album in a long time." And it was like like he said that, and I looked down and I was like, "Oh, he actually literally just dropped something right now." So I don't know. They're all they're both going to get their they're both going to get their followers and their audience, and their they're both going to get their credit for whatever they put out, or hate, love or hate, and hopefully this Sir Jon Lee song takes off for him. I really love that Girls Love Blue song that he put out last time. I think that was I think that should have been like one of those Song of the Summer types of song. It's crazy. And you see what is it? You see, I don't know, like little random pop-ups like on your Instagram or like your Facebook news and say, check out this list of the Song of the Summer. I'm like, who comes up with this list? Because I look at the list and I'm like, bro, I ain't even never heard of them.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what Sir Jon Lee needs to be on there for. I never heard of them, just because get him heard. But yeah, that song is good. Drake and Beyonce thing. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I tell you, the only Drake song that I truly love, where he combined the singing and the rapping, was this. It was called November 18th, and I guess it was on maybe it was like a mixtape or something he did, but it was kind of paid in a tribute to DJ Screw.
Really?
That whole June 27th track that they released way back in the day. So
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was the only one I really enjoyed from Drake. Yeah. Other than that, he could keep his music.
I mean, Drake, I don't know, man. It's funny because I can see. I think from my time as a on stage, on camera, and voiceover artist, and doing improv and stuff like that, I can find like comedy and musicality in a lot of different places that you wouldn't normally see it, right? I wouldn't say it's like weird comedy, but it's just like weird places where like something is just like hilarious. And like I'll just start laughing, and my wife or my kids or whatever like be like, "What are you laughing at?" And I don't know, I just can't explain it. I just see it and see it. So I think some of Drake's songs, resonate like that for me, because I'm not like going to sit here and download everything that he ever puts out, but I can appreciate a lot of his music, because I see that a lot of times he's like clapping back at people, or he's making fun of scenarios, or he's making fun of the haters who hate on him, or he's even bringing in like some of his family or friends, family to a track, and basically saying, they're better off than you, and you've been making fun of them this whole time. Like he's talked about, like he's had his baby's mama, and not he's like referenced her or referenced his kids, or reference like his mom and dad and all this stuff. So it's so sometimes I hear that, man, I just laugh.
Speaking of comedy and music, who are like some of your favorite comedians? I don't know if they intentionally want to be funny, but they're just funny. Like, who are some of your favorite, I guess, I don't know, musicians, rappers, singers who end up being funny? Kind of like when you think of Redman way back, back in the day when he used to drop his videos, they were always funny, always made me laugh.
Dang. That's a
Even
good question.
sometimes Ludacris.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, see, I mean, yeah, I mean, I would definitely say Ludacris would be up there. I guess somebody that's, non-traditional funny. At first I thought you were talking about somebody like Weird Al Yankovic. You know what I'm
No,
trying to
no,
say? Like
no, not like him.
he's meaning to be funny and he's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
I think yeah, Ludacris definitely has that from some of his silly like songs that he had, especially from the Word of Mouth and the Chicken or Beer albums that he had back in the day. I do get that from Drake. I don't know why. Like I said before, it's just every now and then I'll hear a song or I'll hear like some lines in a song, and I'll just be like, "Yo, what the heck? Who is it? Lizzo. I think she does that right now. She has some funny, lyrics and stuff like that that pop up. And I don't know. I'm trying to think of some other people.
See,
What do you think?
I was thinking you was gonna go with Devin the Dude since he's Houston, because Devin is like he's that guy that flies on. To me, he flies on the. He has so many albums, so many projects that just fly on the radar. I just think he's that guy. I think one of the first songs I remember him doing back in the day, he had a song called Boo Booing, where he's talking about, hey man, if y'all need me, I'm just gonna be in the bathroom boo booing.
Yeah,
So
that's funny.
he has a bunch of songs like that.
Oh yeah.
Even
he's a good
Man. One. Afro Man. I mean, he got his big I guess break with that Because I Got High song. But then you listen to his albums and a lot of songs, and they're just funny. Funny as hell, man.
Yeah.
I think he has one called I Live in a Van. I Live in a Van. Yeah. I Live in a Van. Just the title alone, man. The title alone.
That's funny.
Will make you laugh.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I didn't even think of Devin the Dude, but he's a great one.
Devin
but
the Dude is great.
Because it's funny. It's funny because his first album was called The Dude, and he's literally sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's funny. And whoever's still watching, I don't know if that's you, J Del Negro, or whoever it is out there in Watcherland. Let us know in the chat. If there's a funny artist out there, rapper. You know what? Action Bronson, he'll throw some funny stuff in.
Yeah.
Without and maybe I don't know. I think he's trying to do it intentionally, but most of the time it works. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Dang, I'm trying to think.
I thought, Eminem was humorous. At some point.
Yeah, and who was it? Is it My Mind Is Playing Tricks on Me? That whole song always had me cracking
Ghetto
up.
Boys.
Yeah, especially when we got to Bushwick Bill at the end.
Yeah,
just imagining the situation. Yeah, imagining the whole situation of them. Halloween fall on the weekend, and then them out trick or treating. I don't know why, but like back in the day, I used to laugh at that all the time.
Yeah, he had a song, and I completely forgot the name of it, but he talks. His eye is missing because he got shot in the eye, right?
Yeah.
So he had a song where he talked about that situation.
Isn't it called "Why You Want to Shoot Me in the Eye"? Isn't that what it's called?
I don't know if that's the name of the song, but I know at the end of the song he's like, why you want to shoot me in the eye? I would have shot you in the body. Why you gonna shoot me in the eye? But that whole song itself, even though it was a tragic situation, it made you giggle and laugh because it just seemed like it was in such a funny, humorous setting.
Yeah, that's funny, man. That's wild. I know there's a lot more out there.
Riff Raff.
I know that. Yeah, Riff Raff. Yeah, he's one of them. Yeah.
He himself is comedy gold. You don't even have to listen to his music. He just looks the part of a clown. Sorry. I know he's H-Town. I know he's an H-Town cat.
I mean, he is, but like honestly though, when you think H-Town rap, you don't really think Riff Raff. Like
I really
even though that's where he's from, like you just don't. He just happens to be from there. Yeah. But hey, you know, he is funny. I
But you
think
could
it's
hear it. You
for
could
me.
hear it when he raps.
Oh yeah,
Sometimes you could hear it in his voice,
yeah.
in
Oh
his
yeah,
style.
yeah, yeah. I think for me, when like the song when the rappers or the songs like make me go oh, and then I start just like cracking up like right after that, or just sort of laughing a little bit right after that, or you can hear it's a diss. Maybe it's a diss at somebody like another rapper or you know fan base or situation. I don't know what it is. Like that's when it makes me laugh, and so I'm like, oh yeah, that's funny. I like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a bunch of artists probably
There are a lot.
that hit that. So I don't know. That's cool. That's good though. I like that. Sweet. That was a good little jaunt off the norm. And yeah, definitely check out Sir Jon Lee's new album. If you can, follow him on Instagram and just find his music. So, excuse me. All right. So, how about we do this? Let me look here. How many voicemails we got? We got 3 voicemails. So, let's get into these voicemails. And after that, we're going to talk about July 4th because I want to talk about some fireworks. Yeah, it's just silly. So go ahead and tell the people where they could leave us a voicemail. We're gonna listen to these voicemails.
All right, people. 385-3 BLAKPC 385-325-2572 is where you give us a little call. Tell us what you're going on, what you doing, what's going on in your life. Tell us who is the funniest or funny entertainers that don't intentionally mean to be funny. Definitely not intentional, but Soldier Boy is simply hilarious. Thank you, J. Del Negro. You
are correct.
You are correct. Even in his interviews, even in his interviews with the Draco and the pow, pow, pow.
You know, Soldier Boy.
And I shot him like pow.
Soldier Boy basically, what is he? He's like the combination of like a Resident Evil zombie and a Fortnite like skin, like character skin, with his whole get up, man. He is a piece of work, man.
The original get up that he used to have with the shades with the painted on Soldier Boy.
Yeah, man. Like yeah. Then and even now, like I just imagine him having a big like plastic gold plated Draco. You know what I'm trying to say? Running around and like trying to snipe somebody with it in the middle of a magical fairy tale land called Fortnite. I remember he came out with the Soldier console. I hope that's still a thing, and hope that takes off.
Didn't he get sued for that?
Did he? I
thought he got sued because he just had a whole. It was just an emulator, right?
I think it was an emulator in a box. Yeah, and they called it the Soldier console. Mm-hmm. Either way, I hope he. I mean, it was like a Raspberry Pi or something like that. But I hope he. I hope that's still a thing. I know Ray J still has his. Was it like his little scooters and stuff like that that's out there? So, yes, I don't even know. All right, well, I know you're looking that up. While you look that up, I'm gonna play our first voicemail of the week.
Go for
if it ever loads.
Oh man, yeah, and Soldier game console was now discontinued. Oh shucks.
Come on. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, this y'all cousin Kayla. Woo! America. What's up, y'all? There's been so much going on in this city. Man, they stealing the Kias and and what else they stealing? The Ford Fusions. I don't know why, but they call themselves the Kia Boys. So I've been researching because my sister's Kia Sportage got stolen, and her husband is an amputee and dialysis treatment and stuff. And so we've been trying to help them, me and my family, sisters, brothers, mom, whatever. So she's got insurance, and it's just a hassle when you have unexpected stuff. And I mean, they stealing cars. I mean, I looked up in Milwaukee, and it's just terrible up there. How y'all been? Look, this is my message to all of y'all, to people I care about especially. Protect yourselves. Be mindful of things because these folks are going crazy. Mm-hmm. Right now, there's a lady parked on my property on the curb, which is my property, on the street, and I happen to go outside to let her know I see you. And she said, ma'am, I just ran out of gas and I'm waiting for somebody to, bring me some gas. And I was like, you waiting on somebody? Okay. I said, ma'am, just be safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a car a couple of times sitting there. So I guess the young lady sleeping in a car.
Mm.
I tell you,
Crazy.
it's just so much going on. But I'm headed out tomorrow to the Essence, Black Girls Ride Essence Motorcycle Festival in New Orleans. And we're riding and we're leaving at 5 in the morning. And that's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
That's cool.
I'll probably call y'all back.
I
probably got some more stuff to tell y'all, too, in a minute.
So that was a few days ago. So she should be down in New Orleans right now, or at least on the way back to that festival. Yeah, man. Y'all check stuff. It is sort of weird, if you found somebody sleeping in their car, like on the street in front of your house. That'd be wild, man. That'd be wild. Yeah. I don't know. That's crazy. Yeah, be careful in these streets. But it looks like she left us 2 more voicemails, and literally the next one was 3 minutes later. So here we go. So it looked like she just basically called us right back. So here we go.
Okay, so hey y'all, it's Kayla, it's me again. So, me working for Uber, y'all, I'm probably gonna quit because the gas high and the people crazy, okay? I had to put a lady out, people be cussing me out, people be feeling entitled. I'm sick of it. Some ladies got in the car and were all upset about the abortion rule, whatever, in Tennessee, they're gonna, this is crazy, saying it's illegal. I worry about the people that are abused and get pregnant, and now I feel like it's going to be a lot of black market stuff going on. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then everybody talking about R. Kelly getting 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a question, y'all.
Yeah.
How does that work when you're already in jail? So he got additional time? Can somebody explain that to me, please?
Mm-hmm.
And also, what are the top 2 or 3 cars that's getting stolen in your neck of the woods? I'm curious to know. And yeah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know, the world. It's a lot of killing, unnecessary killing. I don't know, y'all. It's crazy in Memphis right now. Memphis is turning into Chicago. Really. And I worry about the older people, and then I worry about me too. Hey, I worry about everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just me. I'm in one of my serious modes, just looking at the world. Take care, you guys.
Yeah. And it's hard not to worry. Thank you for that, Kayla. Memphis Diva 99, if y'all don't know, on Instagram, and also owner of Rida Apparel, also on Instagram. It's wild, man, because it's not. I mean, it's easy to worry about a situation like that, especially living in Tennessee and Memphis right now, which it seems like there's always some wild stuff going on there. It is, but I don't even know. It's easy to say, always be aware of your surroundings, always be aware of what's going on around you, and just watch your back as much as you can. But excuse me, in this day and age, we always see there's like viral videos of stuff happening. People, the Uber and Lyft situations that happen all the time. It gets a little crazy. So it's hard to always be on your toes in those situations, but yeah, definitely keep yourself safe. So she had a question. Let's see here. Oh yeah, so R. Kelly got 30 years, which we sort of talked about before we hopped on here. R. Kelly got 30 years in jail,
right?
But he's already been in jail. So how does that work? Isn't it like a time served situation sometimes?
I think sometimes.
Depending?
Don't quote me on this. I think okay, so when he first was put in the jail, it was like arrested and he could not make bail. Was that it? Because usually if you can make bail, you have to await trial, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't think he could. I don't think at the time he could make bail.
That's crazy.
So he had to wait.
Imagine a multi-platinum, you would think multi-million-dollar, high self-worth superstar not being able to make bail.
Yeah.
Like
and
either they
be
said it's so
wrong.
high. Yeah, I don't know, or maybe they didn't offer it. I don't know, but either they said it's so high that he possibly couldn't make it, even though normally you just have to pay 10% of whatever that is, or you know, he just didn't have any money. And I think it was the latter. I think he was broke at that time. That's crazy.
Yeah, because now that I briefly read an article where one of the victims that he was supposed to be paying can't even collect her money because they froze all his assets.
Yeah.
So she can't even collect payment for whatever she had settled with. So because they froze his assets.
I wonder if they would release the funds to her now that there's a verdict, even though he's probably going to appeal it, you know? Like, I wonder if they could release that to her. I don't know.
It's like, how do you appeal that when you already guilty?
Yeah, I mean, it's the process, man. That's what happened. People like to string that thing along, you know, a long time, and if they get convicted of something, they'll throw an appeal out there just to put it back in the system, to see if you can, you know, find a different jury or somebody to say no, you didn't really do it. You know?
Yeah. Wow.
That's the way. That's what happened. That's why they do that. I can't remember how many times you can appeal. I think you can appeal at the same court only once, but then I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so that sucks though. I think, I don't know. In a lot of cases, it is time served, you know, taken off of the total that you already have, and so at this point, that would probably be just a couple years. But you know, sometimes they don't allow for the time served. And so let's see here. So her other question was, what are the top 2 or 3 cars getting stolen in your neck of the woods? So we see that J Del Negro, Jay Travers has put up in Maryland, Civic airbags are getting stolen, not the cars, and like 2010 Benzes, because the little ninjas want to stunt. You know, that's interesting, man. There's this airbag thing. It is
interesting.
This airbag thing is very interesting because I saw some, like an eBay or somebody like that, where they weren't allowing new sellers, or maybe even established sellers, to list and sell airbags. They couldn't create a new listing of an airbag to put on the site. Right. Because I think a lot of this stuff is starting to go on. That's wild.
So I guess they're like on the same level as like catalytic converters.
Yeah, and then all the copper wire from air conditioners, like that's crazy.
It's interesting.
What in Texas? I know it's up here.
Pickup trucks, you know Texas, man. I think Ford pickup trucks, Chevy is number 1, Ford, and then I think Dodge. So pickup trucks, and then you go, I think your sedans, maybe like a Civic. I think Civics and Camrys, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
that makes sense. As far as I know, and my wife just told me this, like, I don't know, a few weeks ago. So here, the top stolen is a Ford pickup, Honda Civic, Honda Accord, 98, 97. So remember back in the day, that was like your car back in the day, huh?
I had a 93.
Yeah. 93. Oh, dang. Well, I guess I was wrong. But either way, I guess that was around the time I graduated college. So that's why I always thought that. Let's see what else. The Chevrolet. Oh, wait, here we go. NCBI, the most compared to in the nation. Okay, so Honda Civic, Honda Accord, Chevrolet pickup, 04, Dodge pickup, 2012, GMC 99, Cherokee 2015, CRV random 98, Subaru Legacy, which I'm surprised is number 9. It should be close to number 1. That's a 19.
Oh yeah, that Honda CRV,
the Toyota Camry, and the Altima. Yeah,
that was
the Camry and the Altima are tied for 10 here.
The one that they were trying to steal next door when I ran outside and stopped them, or tried to stop them. Yeah, my neighbor has one.
That's a random car to steal. Like, I don't
It's
I don't know. I
it's
mean,
the
I have a
parts,
friend
man.
who had one, but like I never loved
Hmm.
it. Of the parts.
Yeah, I mean they
Okay,
they
that
they
makes
don't
sense.
look great, but it's the parts.
Honda parts. Yeah.
A lot of those parts are like interchangeable. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
That is so true. That makes sense. Excuse me. And yeah, it's funny because I was looking at that and I made the mention of the Subaru being like number 9 in Utah. When you look around here, and since a Subaru is such like a it's such like an outdoorsy people type of car, I
Mm.
would have thought the Subaru would be like top 3 in Utah. Because you see them all, you literally see them all over the place here. My wife made a comment yesterday. We were driving on the highway. She's like, "Oh, every time I see that version of the Subaru, I think of my friend because that's her dream car, and color." And yeah, man, you see them. You will not find a neighborhood here without a Subaru,
Without a
regardless of
Subaru.
the
That's
class,
funny.
regardless of the lower, middle, upper class, whatever it is. Every neighborhood will have at least 1 or 2 Subarus in their
That's funny.
driveway.
Yeah,
It's wild. Definitely
that's
wild.
great. I used to love the
Crazy.
WRX for some reason.
Oh man, that was my dream car right there. That Need for Speed Underground, that blue color with the gold rims, the STI package, the little hood
Yeah.
vent, and then the hood scoop, whatever, and then the spoiler on the back. Every time I see one, because we still see them now, here. And yeah, every time we see them and I'm with my kids, I'm like, that's the car. Even though I couldn't drive a stick, that's the car I want.
Man,
my
funny.
dad's car used to be a Corvette, and eventually he got one, but that Subaru, that was the one for me, man.
Yeah, I remember that Corvette.
Yeah, I loved it.
A long time ago.
Speaking of Corvette and cars, man, there's somebody who lives like not in the same little street area that I live in, but like maybe just like few streets away. I don't know where they live, but I always see this person driving down like one of the main streets to get out of the neighborhood. I always see them driving with a different color Corvette. I don't know if they work for a dealership, if they own a dealership, what it is, but
Must be nice.
I've seen probably 20 different, new Corvettes.
It's like new one.
Colors.
Wow.
Yeah, the new ones.
That's wow. Yeah, my
I think there's a hybrid one too. So
I have a neighbor that lives across the street from me. He works for, I guess, a company that markets and sells Takis, the chips.
Really?
The chip, yeah.
Don't let your dog get a Taki, by the way.
Dude, my son, I don't know why my kid did this, but one day we saw him outside and I was just talking to him. And then, of course, my youngest one, Chocolate Body, he's like, "You have some Takis?" Because every once in a while, he'll drive the Takis truck to his house.
Oh, yeah?
Like, "You have some Takis?" He's like, I'm like, "Boy, you need to stop. Don't ask for Takis, So he's like, "Yeah, I'll see what I have." So he goes back to his truck and he brings out this big old box full of Takis and gives to the kid. I'm like,
what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like a huge box. I mean, like probably like, I don't know, maybe 18 inches long by, I don't know, a foot high.
You got a whole bunch of Takis up in there.
He got a whole bunch of Takis. He had Takis for like the rest of the school year,
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
But beside the point, like, this guy always is in a different Audi, like a A7 or A6. And I'm like, dude, like, he's like a marketing, like kind of like I don't know if he's like creative director of Takis, whatever company they work for.
Well, you need to go work with him.
Yeah, I don't
for real.
It's crazy because he's like, "Hey, you want to do some design work for me? I got this little project I'm trying to figure out." So like, yeah, I guess I could work on it, but nothing really panned out, and I wasn't really concerned with it because I had so much other work. But still, those people there, man, they could come home in different cars.
Yeah, that's wild.
Nice.
That's like a little kid's dream to, like, meet somebody who works for one of those little snack companies and say, "Hey, can I have a bag of chips?" And then all of a sudden, homie shows up with like a big vat and pours it on.
Yeah, and always tell them, man, closed mouth don't get fed. But I didn't think he was gonna go to that extreme. It's like, Dang, I really got fed.
Man,
big
he's
ass box of
bold. You know,
Takis.
he'll come out and say it. That's fine.
Oh, he is very bold. He will talk to anybody in the grocery store. I don't care what it is. He doesn't bite his tongue. He's like, he'll see somebody with one leg and he'll like, why you got one leg? You know,
man,
why are you in a wheelchair? You know,
yeah.
So
that's funny.
It's great. He asks questions, so
that's good.
That's a good thing.
Good. It's good to be like that, I think. So cool. Very inquisitive. All right, here we go. Last voicemail. 3, 2, 1.
No, I'm supposed to be sweet because I'm supposed to be on the road in a couple hours.
This was like 20 minutes later from the last call.
I go to sleep. I was listening to y'all latest episode. Y'all, boiling ribs? No, that is the unholy trifecta. No, don't boil the stuff. Don't boil the ribs. Like,
don't boil the ribs.
On that grill and let it do what it do. Look, speaking of y'all that looks rubs and spices, because we know y'all got the nicest. I would go with my aunt's house, Norman. Why did she have some smoky burn, cooks, rubs, and spices? And when she called me, she was like, I can't find it. You know why you can't find it? Because I took it. Yeah, I stole her hook, rubs, and spices. She got the big one. I don't know where she got it from, but I know her boyfriend, you know, he loves to cook and stuff, so he probably ordered stuff.
Uh-oh. Ooh, we lost.
Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. I really like
Hold on, pause. It's funny that her voice just went like that, and the first thing you hear is Darth Vader come a voice changer. Oh, man. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's funny.
That tripped me out. All right, here we go. She's talking about Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi now, apparently.
Obi-Wan series. Where Darth took the realness of Jabba the Hutt to find out where he came from in his life? Because surely he was a good person one time. And he was a pimp. He had women and shackles and stuff. He was a straight up pimp. Okay, that's all I have to say. Good night, y'all. I guess I go to bed. Bye.
So what she was trying to say was Jabba the Hutt was a pimp.
He was.
At the end of it all. Yeah, he was.
Pimp.
Man.
Hustler.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she listened to the episode where we talked about I heard somebody talk about boiling ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's a travesty. It is against the rules of delicious food to boil your ribs, unless you are from a certain region of the world where that is the norm. But when it comes to barbecue in America, American barbecue, we'll say it like that, American barbecue.
Hey man, like I say, I know a lot of people who live by that.
They wrong.
I ain't saying I did it, and I ain't saying it. I'm not saying it's wrong either, because when it comes out tasting good, you don't think about whether it's been boiled or not. I'm just saying.
It don't matter. It tastes good. They still wrong. There's a lot of things I'm open-minded about, but that's one thing that I'm not.
I love these ribs, but you're wrong. Tastes great. Smacking my lips, licking my fingers, but you're wrong.
Yeah. You tell them. They may never invite you back to their cookout, though.
Hey, man, I ain't going to tell them that. I want the food.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All good. Well, that's cool, man. Well, hey, thank you, Kayla, for the voicemails. That's some good discussion off that. Yeah, so 4th of July is tomorrow, right? And I took my kids, last night and really the night before, but the place was closed. So I took them, yesterday afternoon or evening to a fireworks stand up here. And it's really weird because I remember back in the day when we were little kids popping fireworks. We go to fireworks stand and everything was like $1, $2, 50 cents, or like buy one, get one free. And like even those big packs, I remember they used to call them the Big Red, where it's just like a big box full of a bunch of different fireworks and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Those are like, I think that the less expensive one was like $25. The more expensive one was $50, right?
Right.
Then eventually they made bigger versions of that were like $100. And hey, shout out to our cousin Craig, who has his own fireworks stand. So shout out to him. But down in H-Town. So it's wild though, because we went to this place. So a Black Cat, there's a Black Cat firework location here. And we went there, and I don't know when the last time you bought fireworks was, but it's weird because like on the perimeter, they have it set up with like 3 rows of tables, right? And it's sort of like you walk in one side and you loop around the end and come back to the front where they have the little stand area where you pay. So 3 rows of tables like that, and one is the outer row as well, another outer row as well. And so everything on the outskirts was like super expensive. It was like one box, right? One box that was just like, like a 6x8, or whatever box. It wasn't that huge, or maybe like a 10x12 box, something like that.
Right.
Wasn't that huge. And it, it has like 6 little like cones coming off of the top of it. And so those are the ones that shoot up in the air and go boom, right? So all of those, average somewhere, I guess the price range is somewhere between $85 each to like $250 each. And so, and some of those boxes are larger than that. Some of them are a little bit smaller, but they're all like that big and that price, right? Or some of them, are that size, and they have like 100 little like tubes on them that shoot little doof, 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 and they blow up big. So they're all like crazy prices. And then everything on the little center strip are like the ones that are anywhere between like $2 and $20. And it's like buy one, get one free. And a lot of those are just like those little fountains that you put on the ground, or little airplanes or smoke balls and stuff like that, right? But then they have, and I'm sure you might see this if you go to Walmart or something like that right now, they have these boxes that are just full of like 30 different fireworks in them, right? Or 40 different, or 20. And those boxes, it's so crazy because the night we went before, we went at the end of the night, they were starting to clean up. And I was like, hey, you guys, can we look? Can we buy something? They're like, oh, yeah, we're closing up. But yeah, you can come in and shop around if you want. And so I was like, all right, cool. Since they weren't, being like, jerks about us coming at the end, which I had no clue, honestly. We just strolled through there, and we bought a little like value pack that had about 60 little fireworks in there for $25. The next day, that pack had jumped to $60.
Oh, damn.
Those larger packs that I talked about, the big ones with a bunch of fireworks in there, they were price ranged around $120 all the way up to like almost $500. So we went to that stand, and I was like, dang, these prices are crazy. So there's 3 stands on the same street within about a 2.5 mile radius. So then we drove back closer to the one that was closer to our house, which I didn't want to go to because I remember their prices being high. We walked up in there, their prices were astronomical for everything. So I was like, well, let's either go back to the one that we first went to, or we'll go to the one that's over in the Walmart parking lot down the street. And they're all on the same road, like I said. So we went farther to the Walmart one because we hadn't gone by there yet. And they had a little bit better prices than some of the stuff that we went to the second place. So the kids got a couple little things, right? But I was just like, you both, just show up with like $25. Like that's all you could spend, right? And then I was gonna buy a little bit too. So then we ended up just coming back to the Black Cat one and buying a few more things there, and then just calling it a day. No. Before we did that, my bad. We went to instead of going back to the Black Cat one, because we bought something like the night before, right? So we went into Walmart because I was like, you know what? Inside of Walmart, Home Depot, and Lowe's, and all these grocery stores, they have these value packs that you can buy, and I think the prices are good. Walked into Walmart, the big huge thing that's like $400 at the fireworks stands that I talked about before, it was like $100. Ooh. The medium sized value packs price range anywhere between like $12. I think it was $12, $24, $35. And like there was one that was like $50. But this is the same stuff that you would have bought for $60, $40, $80 at the other place. And so I was like, man, let's just get some stuff here. And it's wild. It turns out the stuff that we bought from Walmart, all of it except for like 2 or 3 fireworks were better than the ones that we bought at the fireworks stand. So the moral of the story, I believe, is to buy your fireworks from Walmart or Home Depot or Lowe's. I'm honest, bro. I'm being honest.
Man, you got to get them good ones. You got to get them super high-powered explosives.
See, this is the thing. And most of the and I'll tell you that on top of that statement, like most of the stuff here are little fountains that you set down and they shoot, sparks and stuff. They do have several of the like artillery shells that fly up and blow up, but those are the ones that are crazy expensive here.
Yeah.
The only way you can get those at a lower price is to go either into Nevada or to Evanston, Wyoming. So Nevada is about an hour and a half west. Evanston, Wyoming is about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to the east. And they have these huge, they have like actual, place like stores that are open year round that sell fireworks there. Which you can get bottle rockets and all kinds of crazy stuff there. But in Utah, they don't sell bottle rockets because of the mountains. Because every year around the 4th of July, the 24th of July, which is Utah's independence, and then also New Year's, there's always a fire on some like hill or mountain.
Utah got an independence?
Yeah, I think it's just like basically their day that they became a state.
Okay.
Texas has that day, even though Texas is more of an independence from Mexico day. But every state has the date, that they celebrate like
all
that.
Right.
So Utah
I was wondering. I was like,
yeah,
what kind of
they celebrate it here.
Did they go through,
right? They celebrate it here like the 4th of July, and
Okay.
they call it Pioneer Day if you're a Mormon, but the non-Mormons call it Pie and Beer Day. So
Gotcha.
eat pizza, eat pie, drink beer, or
Got
just celebrate your Mormonship.
So do fireworks? Are you guys living in the city limits or outside the city limits, or do you have to go to a specific area? Or?
Yeah, well, we live, and every year, that's a good question. Every year there's like a fire map, right? So you can see where you can and can't. And our street where we live, we are in the city limits, but they will let us pop them here in this town. And we're on our street, we can pop them on our street. But it's funny because we have a little creek that runs like behind our house and behind the whole neighborhood. And there's a trail on it. And the fire map is red all down the creek and the trail, like all up and down. But like we're like on our street, we could pop them. So yeah, but there are some places in the city where you can't. And I think it's like within like maybe like a half a mile or a quarter mile, something like that, of all the mountains, you can't pop them just in case. Because like I said before, I mean, shoot, I was maybe like 3 years ago, maybe we were at my mother-in-law's house on July 4th, and there's a place there where you could actually sit and watch the fireworks all across the city. It's crazy. Like it's like right up the street from our house. So we went and set up there, and we saw an area probably about a mile away from us that has a bunch of houses and hills catch fire, like right then. So yeah, and she lives closer to a mountain, so they outlaw it there, but people are stupid. They do it anyway.
Oh yeah,
they don't care.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this little crackle bomb won't do anything. Woof,
Oh yeah.
Or people will drive, into the next state and buy those things, which I've done before too. I drove back. I was driving back from an event in Denver that I did with my old company, and and I stopped at a fireworks stand and bought, in Wyoming, and bought a bunch of fireworks. I spent like $75 and got probably like $300 worth in Utah, at that one place. And I don't know, I remember back in the day when we were kids, like fireworks weren't that expensive.
Oh no.
Maybe it's inflation.
No.
I don't know what it is, but they weren't that expensive. When's the last time you bought some fireworks?
It's been forever. I'd say it's probably been well over 5 years. Hadn't bought any in Texas. The only time we would do fireworks is if I'd go back home, Louisiana, and just be at my parents' house. We do it there. Or
Because you can't pop them
in-laws
where
out.
you live now, huh?
No, but you know,
In the
cats
city.
in the neighborhood, they don't
Oh,
care.
yeah. That's true.
It was going off all last night, and it's funny. My wife was like, is that fireworks or was that gunshots? I was like, that's fireworks. You'll know gunshots if you hear it.
Yeah, it's definitely different sound.
Yeah. So some of them sound similar, but yeah, you could tell the difference. But yeah, I still have I have fireworks from back in the 90s, like these big M80s that I just have for no reason. I just kept them, big cherry bombs.
You can't really sell them online or anything.
No, I don't want to. I'm just keeping them. Yeah. And then I have like a whole bunch of like bottle rockets and a whole bunch of things like inside my garage, just in a bag. And I'm just keeping these things just for some odd reason in my head. I'm like, if something crazy happens in this world and we need like a flare gun or some type of thing to mark a location, I got these things.
That's funny.
To where I could set them off, because I'm always, for some reason in my head, I'm always thinking about the future, because with all the craziness going on now, I think within the next 10 years, something extremely weird and wild is going to happen.
You've been listening to the mainstream media too much, haven't you?
No, I have not been listening to the mainstream media. I'm watching
the non-mainstream media.
I'm watching everything that's going down.
There's some crazy stuff happening.
I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just keep my eyes open and try to connect dots. And I don't put let's just say this. I like to be prepared for things that could happen. I'd rather be prepared and not needed than unprepared and needed. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, I don't know. I've always wanted to buy them and pop with my kids, just because I think that was such a great memory that I had and we had, together as kids, obviously. And I remember my Uncle Ronald, would like go ham. Like he would be like he'd come over to the house and be like, how much fireworks y'all got? And we'd show him like our 2 little brown bags that we had. He'd like, come on, let's go on up here. So he would go up there and he was just like, all right, get a couple things you want. And so like, he was like, get some, get whatever you want. So we get like, 2 or 3 things each. And he'd be like, all right, well, I need you to add that big thing and that big thing and that big thing. And like, so he ended up spending, several $100s back in those days, which now would probably be like a couple $1,000s. And we'd all go home and all the kids would pop fireworks, and I enjoyed those memories, even though I'm not going to go up in there like like stunting like that. But I think it was fun. And when we lived in the city limits in certain places, we couldn't pop them where we were, so we had to move around to go somewhere else to pop them. But here is tricky because the fire maps, they cut in and out of town, they zigzag everywhere, so you could buy them in the city, which I know back home they wouldn't let you buy them in the city.
Right.
But but you just have to be mindful of where you're popping them at. There's this one. It was probably one of the least expensive ones we bought yesterday. It's red. It looked like a little ladybug. Like it's just a little red, like half moon, like half circle, and it had like a little spin wheel on the bottom, spinner, top thing on the bottom, and it was said just place this side up. And it just had like these two opposite facing we call it like I don't know, like the little like tubes that came out the side at the bottom. So I was like, this was like $4. Let's see what this does. We put it down, we lit the top, then all of a sudden it started spinning. It was like zzz, and it got so extremely loud. It was so loud. It was like somebody shot an air horn in your ear, but like just held it there for like 20 seconds. That's what it sounded like. It was spinning, and then all of a sudden it just took off, and it hit 3 stages. It was like, and it just, oh man, it was so loud and so high. And my kids were like, we're all just flabbergasted, like, oh my gosh, that was that $4 thing? That was the best firework we popped out of all these fireworks. And so we're gonna have to get a couple more.
Do you remember that time when your dad whipped both of us? we were in Louisiana, and we just had the brilliant idea to see if we could stuff a bottle with a bunch of firecrackers and blow it up. And it did not explode, but it filled with smoke. And we decided to bring it in the house and like, look, everybody, look what we did.
Oh man, yeah. My dad was not happy with that.
Your dad's like, go give me that belt.
Man.
And then my mom was like, Jay was there, whip him too.
You're like, Mama, stop. Oh man, yeah. I do remember that. That's funny. Yeah, my dad didn't play. It's funny though, because like my dad loved firecrackers. Like he loved doing that stuff. But maybe he was in a mood. It was most likely, obviously, too, because we brought the jar. It was like a mayonnaise jar or something like that inside to let everybody like smell the smoke, and it was just billowing. And yeah, those are the days, man. That's funny. Yeah, I remember
fun times, man.
That
fun
is
times.
wild.
Our kids will. I don't think our kids will ever have that much fun like that.
No, it won't. They won't. Unfortunately, it's just not the same. Mm-hmm. Not the same. And like speaking of like having fun, like I remember just like the anticipation of going to the fireworks stand was like, something that, it's almost you're like waiting on Christmas. You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah.
So it's like, oh man, I can't wait to go. I know I want to buy some Roman candles, and I'll buy. They don't even sell Roman candles here. Like that's crazy. But yeah, it's because people just, burn stuff down. But yeah, all this anticipation, wanted to buy it. I always wanted to buy Roman candles, a tank, and some bottle rockets. Those were like always, and smoke bombs.
Smoke bombs are my favorite.
And when the crackle bombs came out, the crackle bomb, those four things, give or take, were always on my list. And yeah, man, it's just not the same. I remember my kids were like, honestly, after going to 3 different fireworks stands, my kids were demoralized because they're like, I only have like $25. Like, what can I even buy with this? I buy one thing and I only have $2 left, and it's not even a big thing. So that's when I thought about, thankfully we're in that Walmart parking lot then. And I thought about, hey, let's just go into Walmart. Cause I think they had, the value packs. Now this is what's funny. At the first stand we went to a second stand, and I saw a guy and his kids who left the first stand we went to. Were leaving there when we got there, and we saw him at the second stand. I heard him make a comment, man, the prices are insane this year. Well, I was like, buddy, you hadn't seen price in the past 3 or 4 years because they've been just like this. But he was in there, and his kids were trying to buy stuff. He had a little basket walking around, and he just had like some smoke balls in there. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you can't go there, if you're on a certain type of budget, because it's just not gonna work. But then also there was another couple who had like 2 baskets full of those big things that I talked about earlier, mm-hmm. each of which were average, $80 to a couple $100 each. So they were buying that. And then the last place we went to before Walmart, we mm-hmm. saw that same couple in there, and we were just walking around. But the same couple in there, and the lady was like, I don't know, I just want the ones that like shoot up in there and they go boom, 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 boom a whole lot. And I was like,
it's a great way to describe it.
Like just get a bunch of those. And like they had, at the first place that we saw them at, they had likely spent about $1,000, close to, if not that much.
Wow.
So I'm sure they spent a couple more. Like, I don't know where they get this money from. I mean, everybody got their own money. It is what it is. But fireworks are great, but it's literally money burning, I don't know. But it's still fun. Still got to find a way to get them. My wife doesn't like them, but I love them.
I do as well.
I love them. All right. That's a lot about fireworks. Okay. Real quick, I'm going to try to find this video, but
okay.
Have you ever, oh, shoot, that's not it. Have you ever walked out of a movie?
I have not. It's a long time ago. And like I said, I think I mentioned this before. Me and one of my good friends, we went to see Kung Pao, Legend of the Fist, mm-hmm. Back in the day. And It was not entertaining at the time. I stayed.
I thought that was a fun movie, though.
It was fun in a sense at the first time. The first time I saw it, I didn't know what to expect. There was some funny parts, and then there was just some I stayed through the whole movie, but my friend I was with, he just walked out of the movie like, I don't know, probably like 30, 40 minutes left, you know. But, you know, over time, that movie has become one of my favorite movies to watch. You know, it's funny.
Yeah.
So that's like the only time I could say I've been close to walking out of a movie.
Yeah. The only movie I've ever done that to was the Blair Witch Project. There was a list that BuzzFeed put out, and I sent it to you. I don't know if you saw that, but if you have that up, I guess read a couple of those.
Yeah, I have the website thing up. So first one I see is 1996's Crash. Hopefully that's the same article.
I remember that movie, yeah.
Yeah, Crash, 1996.
Oh, wait, no, this might be a different one than I'm seeing.
Okay, because this one came out 3 days. Oh, okay, this one came out 3 days ago on BuzzFeed. That I'm looking at. This was like website. Like
yesterday. It's weird. Oh no, this is, you know, you're talking about the website. I'm looking at the Twitter.
You're looking at the Twitter link.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're all the same thing.
It probably is.
Number 2, 2015's Fantastic Four.
Okay.
That was it was pretty bad. I didn't go to the movie theater to see it, but whatever. Number 3, 2018's Red Sparrow. I wanted to watch that, but you know, maybe I'll reconsider. No, I'll probably still watch it. 1999's Magnolia. Epic movie from 2007. It's one of those spoof movies. They just couldn't get it right without Wayne. This, you know, nobody could get those spoof movies right. 2008's Hunger. Year 2000, What Women Want. That was with Mel Gibson.
I remember that.
Yeah, I watched that movie. La La Land in 2016. I thought that was like a big hit of that year. I didn't see
that movie like won like, I don't know, like 37 Oscars or something. It was crazy. I remember that. I didn't watch it, but I remember that being very popular. Wow.
Yeah. So the I guess the person who said it, they left a little message. They said, my friend and I walked out of it. I know it got a bunch of praise, but oh my God, it was boring. We tried for what felt like a long time, and when we looked at each other, we were both like, do you want to leave too? So yeah. 2006 Borat with Sacha Baron Cohen. People walked out of that one, I guess. I mean, I found it amusing.
Yeah.
2013 12 Years a Slave. Interesting.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I mean,
people probably walked out of that because they weren't trying to handle the truth.
True, very true.
Yeah.
2004's Troy. I sat through that whole movie at the theater. I didn't think it was bad. Okay. 2020, The Call of the Wild with what's his face? Freaking damn, I forgot his name. Even though I've seen him, we watched this. Yeah, the family watched this.
Yeah,
it wasn't a bad movie. Anyway, Aqua Teen Hunger Force number 13. The
I used
Cold
to love that
movie.
show.
Yeah, so somebody walked out of there. 2017's Beauty and the Beast remake. The Love Guru from 2008. Master of Disguise. I'm surprised somebody put Captain America: The First Avenger with Chris Evans.
Is wild.
2011.
Yeah.
It was a little boring at some time to me, but I thought it was great. I thought it was pretty good.
It was a good movie, and little did we know that was going to be like really like the start of several movies from that character that people ended up really loving a lot. So
yeah. So Friday Night Lights is on this list.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a pretty decent movie. Cats. I didn't see Cats, so I ain't gonna use.
They did.
10,000 BC. I thought that was a decent movie for what it was. Yeah. So there's a lot of movies on here that I was surprised to see somebody walked out of. But of course, everybody's taste isn't the same. So
yeah, it's funny because that Friday Night Lights. I wonder. I would love to see the demographics of where, you know, like where people walked out, because in Texas. That movie probably didn't get walked out on as much because of the football, especially because it directly related to a certain football program in Texas that I remember my coaches telling me about.
Oh wow!
When I was practicing and playing football, they would tell us about them, and I think one of them played there when he was in high school or something like that, or maybe he played against them. But yeah, I remember them talking about them all the time. They're legendary. So
yeah. So the reason this person said they walked out is said the shaky camera made my husband, who was having chemo, and then me, Queasy, we both threw up. We did get a refund. Yeah. So I'm guessing the shaky camera move. I'm not gonna understand it. Like sometimes that handheld footage, kind of like Blair Witch Project. You know, you get that handheld footage and everything is all shaky. There's no camera stabilization. It could make you like feel a little queasy. Your eyes feel a little funny. But
yeah,
you know, if you got a great story, you know, you're not gonna really walk out. But
I don't think that was the thing for me for Blair Witch Project. I don't know. It was just such a ridiculous. I walked in there with I think it was me and 3 of my friends back when that came out, and we all sat. It had a chair space between us all, just in case y'all wanted to know. And this is before you actually could like reserve your seat, right? So we just went and sat in the theater, and or at least this theater was like that. And then I don't know. I think we got like maybe an hour 10 into the movie or something, and we're like, this is stupid. And we all just got up and walked out. Like, I don't know. It just nobody liked it in my group of friends. I did eventually watch it all, but
I watched it.
I was like, I can still see why I walked out of this movie. It just was not. It wasn't it. Yeah. But well, that's cool. Yeah. Well, we'd love to hear what movies y'all walked out of. And speaking of walking out, I pause this. I'm going to text you something right now, a video that you might have seen, but I'm about to play it. And so my question, I'm gonna have a question for you after this video ends. So here we go. So I'm gonna play it. I want a live reaction. Hopefully you haven't seen it yet.
Tiki Chop. He brought food for his child, but not her.
Daddy come here with one meal for my child, but I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like that's bogus as hell. Like you're not gonna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there you go. And I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry? What do you like? What do you mean? Okay, what about my other kid?
Okay, hold on. So pause. Let me see. Let me get the second half of that. Let's see here. So that's the first part. Here we go.
My baby daddy.
Come on. The second part is, I think this is it.
Yo, I just found out Lisa TikTok, the mad baby mama who was mad at her baby daddy for not feeding the rest of her kids.
Wait.
That is not hit.
Come on.
The baby mama.
Okay. Is this the rest of it?
But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like
my problem.
Everybody's been going on.
Okay, so I couldn't find the second part. Either way, so this lady goes on to like bash her baby daddy for getting food for the one child that they have together, but she has 3 other children. Yep. So she's just like, why are you bringing McDonald's for the one kid? That's not enough. That one sandwich and some fries and a soda is not going to be good enough for all 4 of my kids. So she went on to try to quote unquote expose him for being a deadbeat dad for doing that.
A deadbeat dad for my kid.
And so as a baby daddy, are you obligated to bring food for all of your baby mama's kids or just your child?
I ain't gonna say obligated, but are they together in that point?
They're not currently together.
So then
they hit it and quit it. and he is trying to be a good dad by showing
his
up
kid.
and dropping off
Yeah.
food for his kid
Yeah,
on a
that's
daily.
my kid.
I think he does it daily. That's what I thought I heard.
That's my kid. That's my kid. That's not your other kid's not my problem. Why don't you get on your other baby daddies to bring them food for those kids? You know,
Yeah,
that ain't my problem.
and I heard the full video. I heard it, and I couldn't find the second half of it. But basically, at some point in time, he's like, "Where's their daddy at?
Yeah.
Why don't you call their daddy and ask for food?"
Exactly.
And the lady goes on to say, I don't get my food stamps until the 11th or something like that, so I can't get more food for these
That's
kids.
a whole other problem right there.
That's a whole nother problem right there. But he was like, well, I'm bringing food for my kids. She's like, well, that's not enough for all the kids. How's it gonna look? With one kid eating McDonald's and the rest of them like just sitting there looking hungry. And he's like, well, that's not, he's like, that's not my problem. And then she goes in with the food stamp thing again. And it's just a little circle going round and around and around. And she's like, and then she was like, how's it gonna look, with this kid eating in front of these other kids, And then he's like, well, just bring the kid out. I'll have him eat with me in my car.
It's gonna show that my daddy love me.
Just bring the kid out, and like he could sit in the car with me and he could eat. And she's like, no, I'm not bringing the kid out. I'm not bringing him out. Because how they gonna look with him coming back with a cup of McDonald's, something like a cup of McDonald's, and they're not eating anything. And so it goes round and around. And I look at it like this, man. There's so many baby daddies out there and baby mamas out there, but baby daddies in this situation who the baby mamas will try to trash or try to diss, but then they also have kids from other people. Mm-hmm. So and in this video, the second half of it, the lady's just like, what you signed up for. I already had these kids when we hooked up, the first time. So, but knowing what you sign up for as far as somebody with children is different than you taking care of someone else's children. And there's tons of baby daddies out there that do take care of, or do help or do support or do, they're like, okay, these aren't my kids, but I'm going to take all of y'all to Six Flags, or something like that. Right. Like there's a lot of baby daddies that do that and some that don't. But I just want to know, what is his actual obligation? His obligation is his child, right?
Correct.
Yeah. To be a nice person, obviously, you can bring a couple extra dollar menu items. But I think also in the second part of the video, he goes on to say, now that's going to be stressing my bank account if every time I show up here, with extra food, for kids that aren't my kid, call their daddies. So that is interesting. The thing is, though, I think,
that ain't that interesting. I just found a video of mother responds to viral McDonald's clip about her going off on her man for only bringing food. Let's see if I can share it. Share slides. No, not slides. Let's see. Share screen. This one. Window. That one. Right here. Let's see. Is it shared? Can you see it?
I don't see it. Oh, wait, hold on. I see. Wait, here we go. Add to stream. Bam.
All right.
I can't hear it.
Oh, I don't know.
Share the audio, huh? Let's see.
I don't know if I could share it. It didn't ask for a share audio.
Let me see settings. Maybe it's in the settings. Let me check. Default automatically virtual background. No, that's not it. Camera. No, that's not it. Layouts. Hotkey. Yes. General. Automatically add share screen to the. Yes. Or record a separate. No. I don't know why. It should work. Either way, let me look. I'm trying to look at it. Heather response. Okay. So as you play that, I will find that, because I think I saw that video. I'll find it and mute myself while you play that for yourself. Okay. Go ahead. You can go ahead.
Period.
That's funny because our videos literally ended milliseconds apart. She said the world is bashing her for this. I don't know. It just makes my head hurt. Ma'am, these are your children. You know what you signed up for when you decided to go raw dog it, you know, and the possibility of having another kid. You already have 3 kids, so obviously, you know,
you are super fertile.
You're fertile and receptive to children, you know. So maybe you should have not, or you should have strapped up, or you should have, you know, told the man to strap up, or whatever the case is, you know, to try to avoid the situation at the highest potential to avoid it. That's wild. But, you know, yeah. And so, no, they're not his kids. So he's not legally obligated to do anything for them. But obviously, it seems like while they were together, he did stuff for them, you know. So maybe I don't know. I think if she wasn't so like, I'm going to expose you for this, maybe every now and then he would throw that out there. Or maybe if she would have came with different energy to him when he showed up and maybe not had it on camera, then maybe he would be showing up with some food sometime. But
possible. It is possible.
Yeah. But I don't know. I also, this is the crazy thing though. I also saw another video saying that the whole thing was fake, saying that she only has 1 kid, saying it was a skit. So, it's a skit. So I don't know. And saying, you know, that her 1 kid that, you know, she only has 1 son, and they showed a video of her like packing up to take this kid to, you know, to like, I don't know, like someplace or whatever. But then somebody else posted a video, said, Lisa, this is all you had to do. There's 4 styrofoam plates. The 1 burger is cut into 4ths. The fries are split into 4ths, and there's 1 soda in the middle that I guess the kids are gonna have to share. So it's like, that's all you had to do. Yeah. You know, even though that's probably not enough to feed a child, you know. But so I don't know if this is real or not, but either way, it's ridiculous. I think if you look at this lady's, the lady's name is Eliz McGlaston. And she has this is from TikTok. So I don't know. It seems like a lot of her videos are sort of like parody spoofs. So maybe this is a parody, but maybe it's real. Maybe it's a real life, like this actually happened situation.
I don't know. Yeah, like you say, it makes my head hurt too.
Yeah, baby mama drama. Stay away from it.
Yes.
Anyway, well, do you have any moments of the week that you were proud of?
Moments of the week that I was proud of. Yeah.
Wife, anything?
Proud moment of the week. Yeah, my wife got back into painting, so she had a week off, so I'm glad she got up off her butt and picked up the paintbrush again.
Did it again,
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, she's been working on a project for I don't know how long, but hopefully she gets to finish it. So that's cool. Somewhat proud moment.
That's cool. Well, good, man. That's good. Glad she got back in action, man. Yeah, I trying to think, man. I'm just happy my kids are finally starting to get it a little bit. Like my son, like my wife tell him all the time, like, hey, as soon as you finish this dish, put it in the dishwasher. Like literally it's inches away from the sink. He always wash it and put it in there, or just set it in there, or leave it on the counter or whatever. And like I see him more often than not right now, just automatically rinsing and putting it in the dishwasher. So I'm like, I think he's kidding me. So big ups to him for that. And both of them really for helping me get this whole thing set up for this pop-up that I'm doing on July 4th. They both really helped me out a lot there. And then my son is actually going to come and help me serve that day. So it's going to be some good time. I told him I'd pay him, you know, just like as if he was an employee. So he's not just going to show up just to show up.
Do you think he'd be a great, like, okay, so you know when you were a server at the restaurant, you have to be nice, courteous, and considerate to get a tip from whoever is, you know, ordering food. Do you think he would be like one of those super nice conservative, or be like, welcome to blah, 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 what you want?
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order, please? Yeah.
Because every time I see him, he just like has this like
that would
no
be him.
nonsense Stearns face.
Yeah, that would be him more like, okay, welcome. What can I get for you? Like that would be him more than being like really bubbly and boisterous. Like he's not the Kale from Good Burger at all, you know?
Okay.
Even though he talked about he wanted to get a job and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. It's just summer's so busy. And you could actually get a job at 14 here.
Oh, cool.
But summer's so busy. And yeah, man, I don't know. I'm all for him, you know, getting a job and stuff like that. I just tell him though, as soon as you get a job, depending on what your hours are, all that free time that you have right now is disappearing.
Oh,
you know, you're gonna be working. You know, so it's not the same. So we'll probably let him get a taste of it. You know, maybe next school year, or something like that. And on top of that, I was like, you know, that's the summer, but they're like when the school starts, you got school, then you got to go straight to work. It is not play.
It's tough, man. It was tough.
Yeah, got to balance that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that would definitely be him. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. So yeah. So anyway, and then my daughter, they both went to camp last week, like church camp or whatever. Mm-hmm. So which I didn't really have I went to vacation Bible school that was like every like a week, like, you know, every night from like 5 to 8 or something like that, you know?
Yeah. But
like your mom and dad drop you off and then they pick you up and take you home. But this is like they go to camp, they stay in cabins and stuff like that. And so cool. This was through our church, not the Mormon church, but this is through our like Christian non-Mormon church, whatever. And you know, my daughter, man, she came back and she learned like a ton of verses and she really enjoyed it. It was cool. She didn't get to go last year. My son got to go. Yeah. And so she made some little buddies, you know, some little friends and got their numbers so they could text each other. And yeah, she had a good time. So it was good. Because when I went to pick her up, man, first of all, she smelled like she had been outside for a week. She hadn't taken a shower.
Oh, damn.
And she has this sunscreen stick that looks like a deodorant. Like it's the shape and design of deodorant, but you're supposed to just roll it on your skin. And so she had been using that as deodorant. She didn't realize it was sunscreen until the last day.
Wow.
I was like, girl, you ain't even take a shower. She's like, well, I wanted to, but then it was the last day. So I was like, I'm gonna just take a shower when I get home.
That's funny.
I was like, bruh. So
do you remember
I think she took a couple of cold showers during the week.
Wow. Do you remember those camps where you could go the whole summer long to camp? Mm-hmm. I never been. Always wanted to go. I seen it on like movies and stuff. It's like, ooh, I want to go do that. They have fun, you know. Yeah. Never could figure out where it was, but I don't know if they still have those around.
Yeah, somewhere like on the East Coast or in the Midwest. It always seemed like a Midwestern, in Missouri or something like that, you know. Yeah. Like it always happened off in Ohio or something crazy. Yeah. I do remember that. I never went to one of those, but I remember watching them in the movies and stuff and being like, dang, they just there like from June to August, like all summer long, and they're just all like every day fun, you know, getting into mischief, you know, getting yourself a little girlfriend or boyfriend, you know, whatever it is. So
that's what I wanted to do, get into mischief.
A camp girlfriend.
Bunch of random kids. You know,
the one kid that brings the smoke bomb or the stink bombs and the bottle rockets.
Bomb, yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Yeah. Going and like, you know, putting a bunch of like crickets inside the girls' cabin.
Yeah. See, I couldn't imagine sending my kids off to like getaway camp nowadays.
Yeah.
Just because of the climate of how things are. You know, you got a ton of bullies out there. You got those people that are going to immediately click up and become a little bit, you know, I guess bully, little bullies,
cliquish,
a bully click to some of the other people, and could be verbally bullying people or like physically bullying people. But, you know, especially with my kids in two completely different age groups, I don't think they'd be in the same camp or cabin. Yeah. So they wouldn't have each other's back, for instance. So,
and they have two different personalities too. You know, so it would be they both probably have different, you know, reactions and experience when they.
That's why I would need them together to watch each other's back, because one has a mouth and can talk, The other one, he's
Can back it up.
well, he could back it up to a certain extent. The one that has a mouth,
Yeah.
but sometimes his little feelings gets hurt too. In certain instances. But he could also hurt somebody else's feelings as well. So
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I had a lot of trepidation about it last year when we sent our oldest kid to do that, just because the kid is off by himself. He's away from you. Where normally you have sort of certain controls and stuff in place when he's at the house. And then of course it's like an hour and a half away from here, so it's not like it's like 20 minutes, 10 minutes down the road. It's like and they don't have their cell phones with them, obviously being out in the wilderness, so it's just the only updates you get are like their Instagram or Facebook videos or photos. You just try to see if you can catch a glance of your kid in there. But he loved it. He enjoyed it. He did great. He said he wanted to go back. So when they went back this year, we asked my daughter if she wanted to go, and she had expressed that she wanted to go last year. But we were concerned with her allergy peanut situation. And the way that they have it set up is so simple and easy. If you have a kid that needs medicine, or in her case, like, the peanuts every day, like they will come to you during breakfast or whatever time frame you're supposed to take it, or they'll set it up where you can go to them to the little nurse's station and do it. So they did well for that. But yeah, we were scared of that. But yeah, after it was over, she loved it. We could definitely see that, you could definitely see, like, I don't know, a certain maturity level of them being away for that amount of time, even though it was just a week. It was like a long week for us.
Interesting.
But, for them, it was good. So I don't know, like the things I used to like though were sort of like day camps, when our kids, when we were in Texas, there was some place where you can go and it was like maybe a gymnastics camp or basketball camp or something like that, where you can just bring the kids, for like throughout the course of a week or so. But, they're there from like, 9 a.m. or something until like 4 p.m. doing whatever activity and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's hard to trust people, but I guess you just got to look into it to see like what safeguards they take in hiring people. They can't safeguard everything, unfortunately.
True.
But there's a lot of stuff that they could do with background checks and other things to try to get the most qualified and not wackos as possible. So
wackos, definitely
the wackos.
Gotta stay away from those.
Yes, indeed.
Indeed.
Well, on that note,
let's get on out of here. Twitter and Instagram, #Blackout Pod. Check us out on your favorite podcast streaming service.
Only on your favorite.
Only on your favorite. Yeah. #BlackoutPod@gmail.com, where you can email us whatever you want, whatever you think you find that's interesting, you want to share with us. Or you could just call 3853-BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. Check us out Sunday mornings, where you could chime in just like our brother J. Del Negro did earlier. Be a part of the show. And definitely hit up some hooksrub.com. Get yourself some hooks. Because, well, I don't think you'll get it by the 4th, because that's tomorrow, but you can definitely have it for a future day.
Yeah.
That too. You might have to call, see where you could get it at in your area. But definitely get you some of that for a future date and sprinkle it all over your life and your food.
Yeah. If you're in Utah and celebrate the 24th of July, hey, go ahead and find that for you.
You should like tape a bottle of hooks already open to a bottle rocket or one of those things and just shoot it up and let it explode. Just hooks sprinkling down there.
Just sprinkle down on the whole city.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, what's that? What's that taste in the air?
Yeah. And then you fire another rocket off to where it just explodes and it makes a name.
Oh, wow.
Raining down on you.
If only I knew how to do that, I would definitely do that at some like huge sporting event or some big festival, and try not to get caught doing that. So
you should see how much it costs to advertise on the back of a plane. one of those banners
like
on
the
the back
little
of
like thing. Yeah,
yeah. Or
it
if
used
they
to
have
be
like
pretty cheap. I don't know how much it is now.
the smoke signs that planes do.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Just
yeah,
have whatever big event they have going on there, sporting event. Just have them fly over.
just flying by. Yeah, I
hooks.
wonder. I wonder. That's interesting, man. I remember used to seeing that all the time. Be like, ooh, I want to go check that out. Whatever that was, hanging off the back of that. So, or the smoke signal. Yeah, that was always.
That'd be a whole lot of writing though, because if it just say
Yeah.
hooks, you don't know what that is.
Yes.
You'd have to have like hooks, rubs, inspect, or maybe just put the. Oh, I can't put
The
an
website.
Put the Instagram or the website hooksrub.com. That's a lot of letters. I don't know how much it costs per letter.
I don't know. Is it more visible if it's smoke written in the air, or is it more visible if it's a banner? Like I have to squint real hard to read one of them banners.
Yeah, it'll probably be more
blows away.
Yeah, so you'd have to be pretty quick with the smoke. They'd have to write that name pretty quick for it to be there.
It'd have to be one of those days where it's not super windy. So I don't know.
Ooh, be cool if you get it in a Super Bowl halftime show.
Super Bowl fly, fly by.
Drake cool. Or Beyonce is performing, and then just hooks,
right
above head, sprinkle it all over Beyonce's hair.
Well, I posted a video, a reel not long ago. I think on Instagram or TikTok. I think it was on Instagram, where I took one of Drake's new songs where he said something about like cooking something or like being a chef or something like that. I have that as a part of the video. So so hey, Drake, I'd be happy to discuss with you, being one of the product ambassadors. I can't pay you, like your $250,000 appearance fee, but I'll pay you for every order. Every order that's placed with your code, I'll send you a little portion of that.
Like 5%.
I mean, I'll go at 8%. I'll go 8%.
8%. Okay.
I'm not too stingy.
I mean, it'd be like a little bit of money for for some McDonald's for all the rest of his kids he possibly has. So his baby mama don't call him out.
I mean, he married 20 some odd women in the one video, so you got to be able to make some money for each of them baby mama's kids whenever they show up.
That'd be pretty messed up. You got a bunch of baby mamas and all you feeding them is McDonald's. The baby mamas.
Just imagine being Nick Cannon.
True.
With Nick Cannon as a dad, with all these kids.
Did you hear Philip Michael Thomas has possibly 11 to 15 kids?
What?
Yeah. So he was doing the Nick Cannon before Nick Cannon was doing the Nick Cannon. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of baby mamas.
Why? Like, and that's crazy, man. Come on, Miami Vice. Come on. He has 11 children. 11 children. That is crazy. If by multiple women, like if it's by multiple women, that is, I don't even understand, man.
Sowing his royal oats. Yep.
I love my 2 kids. And, when I married my wife, I wanted to have like 4, I think. I think that was a number.
I wanted to have a whole village.
Or 5. I can't remember. But obviously they're the ones that carry it. But then I look at these 2 and I'm like, dang. I'd go crazy if I had more. And then even on top of that, like thinking about, man, what if I had like 5 with 5 different women or something like that? Would be crazy. That would be crazy. That's too much, man. That's too much drama.
Too much McDonald's. Yep.
Too much work to get into a relationship of whatever situation, have a baby, and then not be in that relationship anymore. To go into a new one, etc. That's too much. That's too much.
Dang, I just thought of a piece of advice for that one guy. He probably could have just bought that 20-piece chicken McNugget.
Split it 4 ways. Right?
Yep.
Dang.
Yep.
That's the best advice right there, bro. I heard in a long time. Yeah, just get the 20-piece McNugget, supersize them fries and the drink, and then everybody got enough food to eat.
There you go. That's it.
Good one. Well, on that note, do all the things that Jay said, and I'm blacking out.
Do those. Blacking out as well.
All right. And peace.